Good morning, everybody. I still don't have a voice. Not sure if I'll ever get it back at this point. It just going on like week 2. So today we're tempting the weather. I know in Ravenna, where we live, it's calling for some rain and hail. So today we're going to venture out with our 4-legged friends. So follow me on my YouTube channel under Adventures with Our 4-Legged Friends. We are going hiking today at the other parts of the Cleveland Metro Parks. So we're going to do some more waterfalls and parks and hiking. So stay tuned. And you can see one of my little babies. So follow us on our adventure today. Harley, Penelope, and Lulu and Sunny. Just waiting on hubby to get out. But this is the beginning of our Sunday Fun Day adventure with our 4-legged friends. Follow me on my YouTube channel at Adventures with Our 4-Legged Friends. And my TikTok page is Fur Babies for Life with the underscores. And under Facebook, Melissa McFrederick. So stay tuned and enjoy our adventures Sunday Fun Day. So here's some quick tips on when you're taking your pups with you for a hike. You want to continue to make sure that they are hydrated. So in the morning, I take all 4 of my dogs out potty. Second, I make sure they're hydrated before we take off. Third, I feed them their breakfast. That way they're good and maybe tired and sleep on the way to our adventure, or they're relaxed. Fourth, I do stop and either let them go potty or potty before I get them out to the car. And then fifth, I try to put some calming music on. And I bring some toys for Harley. My older dogs don't really play much with toys, but my puppy Harley, hey Harley, likes to play with his toys. To occupy him in the car, we bring him plenty of stuffed animals. We bring a water bowl. We bring jugs of water. I also pack up, usually I pack up a lunchbox, but I just packed up a brown paper bag full of some treats. Sometimes we'll stop and upload on snacks that they can eat. But you always want to travel with a water bowl, a water jug. We have a cooler. We're getting ice to keep their water cold because the water could get hot in the car. So we get a cooler full of ice. And then we put the ice in their water bowl and we take mini breaks. We also keep a collapsible water bowl on us in our little backpacks. So my husband and I carry little small backpacks with little emergency type of things, such as mini water bowls, extra treats, and our snacks. And we always grab a water bottle for us. And we keep a cooler full of drinks. So these are some tips when traveling with 4 fur babies, 4-legged friends. So you check the weather. That's the most important. Not only the night before, but the day of, even moments before you get to your destination. Determine how hot the weather's going to be. If it's going to be too hot for them, we don't take them. We bring water bottle and we squirt them if we need to cool them off. But if it gets extremely hot, we don't do a lot of hiking. We go on like a little bit of a cooler day, but a beautiful day so that we have a dry hike. If we feel like they're getting overheated, we take breaks. We try to keep in cool, dry places. So when we're hiking, we go to like waterfalls because you get the mist of the water. You get the coolness from the water. Also, you're more like in a wooded area surrounded by a lot of trees that keep you shaded when we hike with our dogs. Now, it's a different story when my husband and I are hiking. We just travel to where we're comfortable, but in this case we have 4 dogs that we have to think about. So these are just some tips, and in my comments I will list a bunch of tips, list by list, of what you want to check mark off to make it safe to travel and to hike with your dogs. Always keep them hydrated. no matter what, and constantly check the weather. If it rains, it feels good on them. You don't want them to get soaked, but it would cool them off. But you want to just watch the weather for the heat advisory. And if there's like storms that are quick and like hail or very windy that you don't want to be caught out hiking in. So you want to keep your dogs occupied and you want to keep them satisfied so that your ride to the destination is comfortable. So I'll give you some helpful tips throughout my video on how to keep your dogs comfortable, and I will show you how to keep the dogs comfortable. That way your furry friends are safe, they get to spend the day with their parents, and their adventure is just as pleasant as it is for you, vice versa. Nobody wants to have a disaster or an unprepared trip because it doesn't make it comfortable, and it gets stressful and frustrating. When you have dogs, it is stressful because they're dogs. So in order to make it comfortable, you have to mark off everything either the night before or in the morning. Get up a little bit early. Make sure you're gassed up. Make sure you have your snacks. If you feel like you have to do last minute stops, make it quick. That way the dogs don't get bored, because as the car is in motion, that's when they like to either stick their heads out of the window and just feel the wind flapping on them, or the motion of the car calms them and they like to just lay down, such as, well, my dog Sunny. Let me give you a little view here. I woke him. You got a window ornament. You got one that likes to stand there. One that likes to play with his toys. So these are just some helpful hints to make your adventure go smoothly as possible. Always pick your destination. Don't do last minute, because you cannot prepare if you don't know what this destination is. Look at reviews. Look at photos, and even if there's videos. That way you know what kind of terrain you're going to be walking. Is it going to be pavement? Is it going to be cement? Is it going to be dirt? Is it going to be wooded area? And always prepare your outfits. Bring jackets. You never know if it's going to be on the cooler side. Wear some type of comfortable hiking shoes, unless you know it's going to be in an area that flip-flops are okay. So this is just some helpful tips to make your adventure with your four-legged furry friends enjoy their day. Just always be prepared no matter what, and try to prepare for the weather. Stay tuned and follow us the rest of the day. I will pause my video in between. Sometimes I will probably get out of the video for pictures and then merge the videos at the end. But follow my YouTube channel at Adventures with Our Four-Legged Friends. My TikTok page is Fur Babies for Life with the underscores. And my Facebook page is Melissa McFrederick. You can Google me on that. Stay tuned. We are beginning our adventure. And I will continue on with the helpful tips and hints on to make your adventure with your furry friends comfortable and easy and less stressful. So stay tuned. Just want to add one other helpful tip. We have coolers, but we also have like the Coleman drink holders. So we fill one up with something that we can drink, and then the other one is strictly water for the dogs. But we still get a cooler of just ice, because the water can get warm. You can fill your Coleman up with some ice and then fill it up with water, but we like to keep it straight water, because that means that we have more water to give the dogs. So we separate our ice in a separate cooler, and then sometimes my husband and I will just throw some water bottles in with it, or he usually gets a Polar Pop. I get my coffee in the morning just to start my day off. And it might be hard to hear me. I have had laryngitis the last couple weeks, so I'm trying to get my voice back, but if it's hard to hear me at times, that's the reason. I'm not really sure why I got the laryngitis, but I've been battling it. That would be my Harley. And every now and then you might hear his toy squeaking in the back, but that's him playing with this stuffed animal. So I will continue throughout this adventure, not only show you the adventures that we do with our four-legged friends, to give you ideas what to do with your pets, other than just taking them a walk around the block. We take them out like on little jaunts and getaways and trips that they can handle, and it not only wears them out, but it gets them to spend time with us for the day. A lot of times we'll treat our dogs to ice cream, just a kind of a reward for them going and for them being good puppies. Sometimes it can get stressful. My husband and I can contest to that. But I'll give you some hints and tips on that. Maybe my husband can reiterate on some of the tips on how to deal with stressful situations with the dogs. Sometimes their behavior can be a hit or miss depending upon where we're at. So you have to figure out how you can take it down a notch. Sometimes just sitting and letting them cool off, relax, lay down, get calmed, comfortable helps, but he can reiterate on some of those tips. He's good with that, especially with Lulu, our bigger dog. She can get very excited. Sometimes, especially with the puppy, they like to pull a lot. So he has a technique that he uses to be able to rein them in and walk with him. We also walk with a double leash. I don't know if I have one up here that I can show you. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, so this is the double leash. We actually got it at the store Ollie's. I'm sure any pet store carries them, but we just seen them at a store called Ollie's. We're in Ohio, so if you're not on my Facebook page and you're just watching my YouTube channel or my TikTok, I don't know if you have a store named Ollie's, but it's a double leash holder. This also helps keep your dogs close by and together, and it helps them walk side by side so you don't have one pull in one direction and one pull in another direction. So this is another helpful tip to help make your walking and hiking a lot more easier. We actually have to stop and get gas because we didn't have time last night because we went to our local amusement park. So we are going to stop and get gas, and then we will be on the road. Another helpful tip for gassing up is definitely use your gas buddy, because with the gas prices on the rise, there's, it's hard to travel when you're on a financial budget. So you want to make sure everything's financially budget. So what you can do also to help save money is to use your gas buddy. I would check the night before, but also check if you're going to get gas the same day, because gas prices change constantly throughout the day. The other thing to do is the other helpful tip other than just checking your gas prices is check your pantry. See if you got anything in there like leftover little chips or peanuts or any little snacky items. That way you're not making a whole new purchase on your snacky items for yourself. You want to make sure that you as the adult stays hydrated. He's already comfortable. This is Sunny, everybody. You want to make sure that you stay hydrated throughout your walk as well as your dogs. But you also want to make sure that you have snacks. Now, for me, I had gastric bypass surgery 2.5 years ago. So I always like to carry something that has a lot of protein in it. Now, with my husband, he didn't have the surgery, so he'll take little bags of chips. He'll eat nuts. He likes the Slim Jims. But I also tell him if we're going to do a long hike and he may get hungry, because sometimes you don't have food available to you while you're on your hike and you may get a little bit hungry, and you want to keep your strength and your energy up as you're walking, because you don't want to be energyless and then not be able to complete your hike or your destination. Or when you do make your hike and your destination, you want to be able to re-hike back out of the area without not having that energy or that oomph to get you over some terrains that you've climbed through, like say to get to a waterfall or a hillside or your destination. So one of the helpful hints that I can offer, and this is for anybody, not anybody just with gastric bypass surgery, but they have Quest, and I swear by Quest because I think they have the best taste. And if you want to keep low carb and low sugar, I think it's better to do Quest, because you only have anywhere from 3 to 4, maybe 5 net carbs the most, depending upon the type of bar you get. Most of them are averaged between 3 and 4 net carbs, maybe 1 gram of sugar. So I tell my husband, even though he didn't have the surgery, it's good to keep protein on him. So a protein bar will keep you full longer, and it will give you that boost of energy and some vitamins in there. The other helpful tip too is make sure you take all your medicines before going and bring any medicines that you need. For example, my husband has an inhaler that he has to, it's a rescue inhaler that he keeps on him at all times. He keeps one in his backpack and one in the car. The second thing is my husband has a inhaler that's a medicated one, that's a steroid inhaler. He makes sure he does that treatment in the morning, and any medicines you have to take, whether it's vitamins or medicines, we make sure we take them in the morning. Any medicines that you have midday or in the evening, always be prepared for at night. So don't count on the fact that you'll be home if you're on a time medicine. If you're not on a time medicine and you just take it before bedtime, or you take it, you know, say morning, midnight, or midday, and then in the evening, it's up to you if you want to bring your evening ones. Personally, I think it makes it easier because when you go home, you're tired and you don't always think about taking your medicine. So some helpful tips: just make sure that all your meds are taken, and you bring like a little medicine container. And if you are asthmatic, make sure you bring your inhalers, because you don't know what the atmosphere is like, so you want to make sure you're prepared. Now, I am asthmatic when it comes to like a workout. So walking, hiking, I can become asthmatic. So I also too carry a rescue inhaler for that reason. Always keep one in your vehicle and one in your bag, because you can accidentally leave your inhaler in your vehicle, and then you'd be in the middle of the hike and realize you don't have it, and you don't want to trek it all the way back to the car, especially if you're in an hour of your hike and it's a long walk back. Then you're not going to want to go back on your hike. So always keep one in the car and in your bag. And then as far as your snack, I just mainly keep all protein. So it could be almonds, it could be peanuts, anything with a lot of protein in it. It's going to keep you full longer. I wouldn't recommend a lot of sugary drinks or sugary items, because you get that sugar rush and then it bogs you down and then it makes you tired. So you want to keep something that's going to uplift your energy level and keep you going for as long as you want to do your hiking. So my dogs are anxious, they're ready to go, just waiting on our hubby to get our drinks to hydrate us and get our gas, and then we'll be off and on our way. So I hope these tips are helpful and they help you to begin your process of taking your fur babies on your hikes with you, or any adventures you go, whether it be the store, whether it be just a drive, or whether it be a little vacation or a getaway. Now, I do have a lot more tips when it comes to going on a getaway, whether it be a night, overnight, a 2-day, a 3-day, or even a week's vacation or longer with your pets. That will be a separate video. This video is just to give you knowledge of how we travel with our 4-legged fur babies, and make it safe, not only for my husband and I, but for our dogs. Do we run into problems? Always. So you always want to have a little bit of pocket money. You want to keep your debit card on you, and you want to keep cash. We wanted to take our dogs for ice cream last week, and we ran into a problem where they only took cash. So luckily there was a bank nearby and we were able to get the cash out. So just a little hint to keep you, and you never know if you have Turnpike where you need the cash. If you have an Easy Pass, that makes your life a lot easier. We want to invest in getting that because we do travel a lot and we do travel the Turnpike. So I hope some of these hints are helpful. This is just the beginning of our venture. As I stated throughout the video, I will give you some helpful hints and tips on how to work with your dogs to make it a pleasant time, not only for you and your spouse or your friends, but also with your fur babies as well, to make their venture pleasant and exciting, so that they look forward to their adventure. So when I wake up in the morning or the night before, I get them psyched. I tell them we're going on an adventure. We're going for a hike. We're going on an adventure. We're going bye-byes. So it gets them excited. So they're doing well so far. So follow me. Stay tuned. I will pause my video in between to try to keep the video at a low level, so you're not seeing some downtime and airtime where it's not necessary. And there are sometimes I'll pause in between to do some photo ops, because you always have to get photos of your adventures and with your fur babies, just to document where you go and what you do. And one last helpful tip before we get our adventure started. You want to find a variety of different wheres to go. So you want to keep them excited about their adventures. So don't always do a waterfall. Do like go feed the ducks, or take them where there's fish, or take them on a boat ride. Take them where you know it's pet friendly, and take them in different areas. Don't just keep going to the same area, because us like humans get bored. Dogs can too. They enjoy the hike, they enjoy the walk, but they also enjoy seeing with their eyes these different locations, different adventures. For example, keep it pet friendly. Obviously, Google and do your research. Make sure everywhere you go is pet friendly. Always stock up on the poop bags, because it doesn't mean where you go that they'll always have them on stock. Sometimes they're even out of stock. So if they do have them, I preserve mine in the car, and I will utilize what they offer first. But if they don't, then I know I have one on a keychain or their little backpack. So they each have their own backpacks. They each have their little blankets. They each have their toys. They each have their own individual treats to make them feel special. So each dog has their own special treats that they like, that I bag up and I put in their own little backpacks. These are some things I'll be showing throughout the trip. And while I'm at home, I will show you as well. So stay tuned, follow me. Our adventure is beginning. My husband's got the car gassed up, and it looks like he's got our hydration, and we're ready to roll out, guys. So I hope some of these tips will help, and each video that I upload on my YouTube channel will always show you how I prepare. So I may do a separate video just to prepare you for my trip, and then do a part 2, which is actually the adventure. So I buy my dogs like how you get a diaper bag for babies. I sort of do that with my dogs. They each have little lunch boxes. They don't quite need a big backpack, but my husband and I will bring backpacks and store stuff in there, as well as they get little lunch boxes. But on the longer adventures,